I mean, my background is high street, so I've always worked in the high street model, owned high streets. I've worked for Kindley, Folkard and Hayward a couple of times, actually. So always been in that space. And then probably 5 years ago, I think the change for me was I just didn't see the future in the KPI model. It's been so KPI'd for so long, you know, how many calls, I mean, I used to train negotiators on, you know, more calls, more viewings, more sales. And I think the reality is the world has changed. You know, we started off where you called all of your buyers between 10 and 12 and 2 and 4 because they were
sounds like Foxtons.
Well, exactly. Well, funny enough, the guy that taught me was the guy that then taught everyone through Foxtons, but that's something we can...
I mean, who isn't
Peter Tobin. Peter Tobin. So that's... But some agents still work on that structure. And I find it incredible that you see negotiators sat there making hundreds of phone calls a week to no avail. And I think I just thought, do you know what, there has to be more than this. And it's going back into what we used to do, understanding the client, understanding the buyer. And I suppose that was the drive for me to kind of change my direction a little bit. So,
and do you focus a lot on the seller client or the buyer client? Because you hear in London that you kind of hear a lot of buying agents working with a selling agent. What's your
I mean, the focus really is on the selling, isn't it? I mean, we used to be about buyers making the calls, understand the buyer, but especially in the brokerage space, it's all about videography. You're trying to attract buyers. I mean, I think it's probably the shortfall in the brokerage model. I think they should do a lot more of calling out buyers and building those relationships.
What, and acting for them as well, or?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's a shift as well, isn't it? So, you know, especially in the prime and super prime space, I think we deal with something like 250 buying agents now in prime central London. So there's a lot of buying and search agents. And that's how you're kind of adapting your model around that, right? So it would be foolish to put your house that's worth 5 million on Rightmove these days. I think, you know, most people will come with a buying agent. Buying agent doesn't get a fee if it's on Rightmove. So in theory, you want to try and keep it off Rightmove. So there's a big shift in how we market things and how we, you know, we'll keep something off market for a long time, just approach buying agents, trying to create that interest. So it's actually a different way of doing the job.
And your sort of model in that respect with regards to buyers and sellers what's your majority
kind of
client?
The same thing is that I think in the corporate world, you very much focus on the buyer side. As Damien said, it's just, unless you're the manager, which is one out of the 5 people on a sales team normally, it's just buyers. And quite frankly, the managers most of the time get spoon-fed all the instructions from client services as it is type thing. So I think the hardest part being a brokerage inevitably is getting through someone's door. Yeah. So I think a lot more of the focus being self-employed is the sellers as opposed to the buyers. I think the reality is the buyers come if the right property is there for the right buyers type thing, and it's priced properly. But I think the sellers is my main target at the end of the day.
So how do you get to more sellers then? Because it's so swamped by the sounds of it, with options for people.
I can give these tips away today.
Okay. Well, we can edit it.
This sounds like a Christmas tip.
I'm starting in London in January.
Absolutely destroy the market.
Well, look, give us some tips. I promise to not share them on the podcast.
You can share as much as you want. I think the thing for me, I said, it's always hard to get into someone's house or into someone's flat.
How did you do that with your first client? What was your kind of...
My thing is that I am phenomenally good at cold contact and finding people's details and reaching out to them and never not reaching out to them. Just keep going till they give up. It's non-stop. But when I first started the company, I left M&P thinking, do you know what? I've sold so many properties. I'm going to have loads of sellers now that are going to come to me. And the reality is,
it doesn't.
No one cared. Yeah. No one was interested because you're a new agent.
Is there no loyalty then, or is it just they want a credible brand?
A couple of my old sellers had some loyalty, but they were people that I'd done multiple deals with. So some people that I'd sold their main house to and sold then a couple of buy-to-lets to and given them good advice, they came with me. But your one-off purchasers, bear in mind, I sold most of them. My highest volume of properties in the last 3 years, I was at M&P. They're not ready to sell in the first place. No. Plus, I was new. It was very obvious I didn't have any buyers. It was very obvious that I didn't have any clients. So what I did was Ryan Sahant principle, which is if you're setting up on your own, you go for the stuff that's been on the market for a long time. Yeah. You sell it and you prove a point. and you can bring that on. So the first 2 properties I brought on were on the market for 2.5 years, and I sold them in 3 weeks.
Wow. But just on that kind of approach that you've took, and we'll come to your approach and your tips, Damien, as well, because I'm sure you've got another
Very
way of doing
expensive,
it.
these tips.
This should be a course.
Consultancy. We're going to be selling this out without you getting any cut.
This is it.
I've not said how I do
I'm
the
a
cold
Cambridgeshire lad
contacts.
coming into London. But because what I'm thinking is that, I see, so my view from the outside looking in to London is there's a lot of videography.
Yeah.
It's a lot of social media.
It's not as much as you would think, though.
Is it not?
No.
Because what you've just demonstrated is you're like, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to target this market. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to be relentless.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of that.
My instructor said, if I can get through the door, I pretty much always walk away with the instruction.
Yeah.
Because it's just a different approach and it's a different way of looking at the marketing. I think my instruction to valuation rate is 97%.
Bloody hell.
So it's not a hard. When you're self-employed, especially in the higher end of the market, a lot of people are entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
They have their own business or they've sold their own business and they actually really like to back someone that's gone on their own in the first place, let alone everything on top. I think the reality of, obviously I don't do the prime, super prime section. I'm more of the residential.
Is that deliberate?
I've never been in it.
So
I don't
stick to
have
what
the
you know.
contacts in that industry. Eventually I'll try and push into there, but right now, for me, there's no point taking on a £15 million house when I'm just going to have no one for it, is the reality. But in my residential side of the market, it's not financially affordable for a lot of the corporates to bother doing videography. They just don't spend any money on it. You are seeing more and more of it nowadays, but the reality is, even if you just do a bang average video and put it up on social media and get 1,000 views on it, it's more than the other agents doing in the first place, because we've all got Rightmove, we've all got Zoopla, who's doing that extra bit. And that's what pushes me over the edge. I mean, I have a very good following now.
When you go out there, it's like, look, we all do this. That doesn't really work.
This is the standard.
But who are you targeting? I mean, for me again, right? So we have built our business pure, like trying to move away from Rightmove, using social media to sell property.
Yeah.
I still not 100% convinced that you can build a business selling houses on social media.